Welcome to my 4th round recap of my tournament at USC. In this round, I'm playing an unrated player who has 2 out of 3 points and only lost to a 1700. So he's a pretty good player. Let's see how it goes.
I start off with f4, just like in my first round. He plays e6, which doesn't really have a lot of independent value. A lot of the times it transposes into d5 lines. Here I can play e4 and go into a type of French position, but I'm not prepared for that, so I didn't do that. Instead, I played knight f3, just some typical bird development. He plays d5, and then I play c4, transposing into the Sturm Gambit, which is what I played in the first round. My opponent plays knight f6, casual development, e3, and a6 is a little bit of a passive move. I don't really understand what he's trying to do with it, but I guess prevent anything from ever going to the b5 square, but I never really had any intentions of putting anything there in this position. I played b3, preparing to fianchetto my bishop, my dark squared bishop, onto b2. He plays b6, now preparing to develop his bishop. I fianchetto, just like I was planning. He plays knight bd7. Some more development. Not the most active development, honestly, from him, but it's not bad. I put my knight on a3, preparing to go to c2, just like in that first round. He plays bishop to b7, completing his fianchetto idea. I play bishop to e2. He plays bishop c5, normal development, getting his bishop, and now he's prepared to castle. I play castles kingside. He plays queen to e7. Now he's threatening my knight on a3 because both the bishop and the queen in this battery are hitting the knight on a3, and it's only defended by this bishop on b2. So I move the knight to c2, which was my plan this whole time, and he castles kingside. I play knight to e5, taking this good square in the center, and this is a typical idea in a lot of birds openings, just to put this knight here, and a lot of openings in general, not just the birds. He plays knight takes, and here I missed a pretty good move, which is f takes e5. And why this is good is because you're going to be trapping one of these two pieces. The knight doesn't really have any good places to move. If the knight moves here, then d4 gets played. The bishop can move here, and then a3 traps the bishop. So you're just going to win a bishop for a couple pawns. So it's like plus 1.5 here. So if instead the knight moves, say here, there's d3 first. And then if the knight moves back, there's still the d4 idea, trapping the bishop. So that would be really good, but I didn't see that. Instead, I just played bishop takes, which is still good, but not totally winning. He plays knight to e4. I play d3, and here, very similar to my first round still, my opponent forgets that bishops can move backwards and plays knight to c3. Yeah, blundering a full knight. My bishop moves back and takes the knight. So at this point, I'm up a full piece for virtually no compensation. Like, it's literally almost plus 3. My opponent plays queen to h4, which desperately trying to create some counterplay, but there's absolutely no counterplay. You can't attack a king with just a queen. That's not going to work. So here I played b4, kicking away the bishop. The bishop moves back, and then I played rook to f3. And I have some ideas of trying to trap this queen right here. So my opponent, sensing that, plays queen to h6. What he really needed to do was move the queen back over here to try to get safe. And ideas like rook to g3 are never scary because you could just play f6. And you're going to be okay. But my opponent didn't play that. Instead, he played queen to h6. And here I played rook to h3, hitting the queen. He played queen to g3. I played bishop to h5. And here the queen is nearly trapped. If the queen moves to h6, I win it with a discovered check. This rook hits the queen. So he sees that and doesn't go for that. Instead, he plays queen to f5. And here I just play g4. Cool, calm, and collected. And the queen is entirely trapped. There's nothing that black can do here. Here, my opponent tries some desperation and plays bishop takes b4. But honestly, I can just take this with the knight, and it changes nothing. I didn't play that. I just took the queen. But still, I'm up a full queen here. 11 points of material, even after the bishop takes here. It's totally hopeless, and black resigns here.
So I'm currently 3 out of 4 points, and in the next round I play against a 1700 for second place in this tournament. It was my most intense game yet, so you won't want to miss it. See you next time.